Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited because I'm sharing with you my favorite eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes from 2014. Didn't have a chance to film this the other day when I was doing the part 1 and part 2, so if you haven't seen either of those videos, I will link them below because those videos cover my favorite face products, eyes, and lips. So eyeshadows. Eyeshadows are like what I spend the most of my money on when it comes to makeup because I love experimenting with different brands. I certainly love trying new things and just wearing different looks every single day. So I'm going to start off with some of my individual shadows and then kind of go into palettes because it's pretty much what I have the most of. So let's just go ahead and get into it. In no particular order, I'm going to start with ColourPop. I discovered these several months ago. I would say probably like summerish time, and I found this company through Instagram. I have an Instagram account, which if you don't know, I do post things there about beauty and then of course personal, family, and all that stuff. So I will put my username on the screen towards the end of the video. But that's how I came across these bad boys here. These are the Super Shock shadows. I have a whole review dedicated to these about the magic that's in these little pots. These are very, very pigmented. I just grabbed 2 out of my collection to show you. But they come in like these little pots that you have to twist the cap and get to the product. It is a good size product. This one, if you're wondering, is called Slave to Pink. And this is really different, and I have not experienced anything like this in the market yet. They're kind of like really squishy where you can like see your indentions from your finger in the shadow. They're very creamy, yet moussey, yet like a gel, shadow, powder. It's a crazy mix. I don't know how they get it to be this good, but it's super, super soft, and you have to be very, very careful with these and just kind of swirling your finger around. You get a lot of payoff, and just look at that. That's like crazy ridiculous. Look at that. I don't even have to zoom you in. That's just super, super intense. I absolutely love this. I think that these shadows are really incredible, and the best part of these is that each of these are $5. So this one is Animal, and this one is also a nice sort of summery color, although I don't really follow rules like that. Rules are meant to be broken, right? I don't really follow rules like that when it comes to shadows in certain colors. This one is a very bright kind of coral color, and it's got a bit of a golden sheen to it. It's like more like a glitter, and there you go. It's really, really intense, kind of borderline on a neon sort of coral shade. So I do recommend that you try these out. I will link the video down below for you and also the site to ColourPop. And of course, per the usual disclaimer, none of the links that I put down there are affiliate links. And if they are, there's only one, and it's Makeup Geek. It will be identified down below. So if you don't want to shop through that affiliate link, then by all means, pull it up on Google and do your thing. Okay, speaking of Makeup Geek, I have the pigments to show you. These pigments are freaking incredible. I absolutely love Makeup Geek. I own almost every single shadow of hers, which I will show you here in a moment. I love them. I think that she is such a nice person, what I can see through videos. Very honest and very just, you can relate to her. She's really relatable, and I love her videos, and that's the only one that I'm really consistent on watching videos. I support her because I like just how she is, how honest she is, and very transparent about everything on YouTube, and I think that's really important. And for that reason, I do support the brand, and it's growing pretty quickly. So these pigments are definitely something that I would recommend to anybody, everyone that crosses my path and gives me 2 seconds to talk about makeup. Makeup Geek will be one of the brands that I mention. I have done some tutorials with this, and these are super, super messy, but as you can see, this one here is called Nightlife. I have 6 of her shadows, or 6 of her pigments, I should say, and I love them. Like I said, they're pretty messy, but that is just the most beautiful sort of taupey brown, I don't even know, like bit of golden. It's just so beautiful. I love it. I think that she's done an amazing job with her line and with her shadows. Definitely worth it. If you like her videos and you like how she is, support the brand. It's really good, and they ship pretty quickly. They're very, very affordable. I think those pigments, I want to say, don't quote me, are $6.99 a piece, something to that extent. Very, very good. And so keeping on the whole Makeup Geek train, I have my Makeup Geek shadows. I do have them in this Makeup Geek exclusive Z palette. This is no longer available. This is the Dark Raspberry Damask, or just Raspberry Damask, something like that. But I have all of my shadows, and I have a couple Morphe individual ones mixed in here, but these are just really, really great. She's got a great range. Most of these, pretty much 98% of these are Makeup Geek, except for maybe 1 or 2 that are Morphe. But these are just really, really incredible. I use them all the time in pretty much almost every single tutorial. And I'm sorry, I can't help myself. And these are some of her other ones. She's got a great range of yellows, pinks, sort of peachy pinks. This one here is really nice. This one is called Cosmopolitan. As you can see, very, very nice. And that's the swatch of just that one there. Very, very pigmented. If you buy her shadows in the individual pan, there will be $5.99. And then you can also get them individually packaged with a plastic exterior, just like other brands are. And I think those are maybe $7.99. Still, I do feel like the price is freaking awesome. I don't know how she's able to keep prices so low and give you something so great. And here's another one. This is my last Z palette. But these are blues, greens, some kind of yellowy colors, some army colors, like an army green here, and then some kind of smoky shades, and then that really nice. This is Envy. Really, really intense. As you can see, it's a dark, almost kind of like a dark smoky green color. It's really, really nice. So I do think that these are great. I bought all of these sort of towards the beginning of last year, and I think that they're freaking awesome. You're not going to see, this is not going to be the last time that you see these on my videos, because I absolutely love my Z palettes with my Makeup Geek shadows. Really, really awesome stuff. Highly recommend. And like I said earlier, the link to Makeup Geek, I will put my affiliate link, so if you want to kind of shop through that, you can, or you can just pull it up yourself and then shop that way. Okay, so for palettes, that's pretty much it for individuals. Those are my really big standouts for the year. Other palettes is, let's start off with this one. This is the It Cosmetics. This one is the original Naturally Pretty Volume 1. They do have a Volume 2 out. I'm not sure how different they are, what the differences are, but I do like this one. I don't know if this is available. If it is, I will link it below. You can find it on QVC, I'm sure. But this one is, I'm holding it upside down so that I'm blinding you with a mirror, but this one is just a bunch of mattes. They're not, I wouldn't say they're not like straight up solid mattes, because some people think of mattes being really chalky and just flat, and they kind of are. They have a bad reputation, but these ones are very, very soft, very silky, and they almost have just borderline satiny finish. And let me just do, well, the Sunset one is really pretty. So these are just kind of 4 randomly chosen colors. They are really, really good. And let me see if I can show you these back of my hand really quickly. As you can see, when you go to do a secondary swatch from your fingers to the back of your hand, they're still very pigmented. They blend out really, really smoothly, and they're really good to work with. I've never had an issue with them, and I've kind of neglected them because I've been getting into like my Makeup Geek shadows and some of my LORAC palettes, but I'm definitely going to be picking this up again for some more tutorials. And it has that Transforming Pearl shadow, which is the largest of all the shadows. And what you're supposed to do with this is you can use it as a highlight. You can use it over any of these shadows. So basically what the whole transforming thing is that you can take a matte shadow and then make it into a shimmery version. So you can literally have double the colors if you really kind of do the whole transforming thing. And it's a really soft, very pearlescent finish. It's not super chunky, it's not glittery, it's not super, super frosty where it looks fake and it's not appropriate. I feel like it's a really, really great sort of basic colors, because you get a lot of neutrals in this palette. So like that a lot. Alright, so then another one is my Amrezy palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I really like this palette. I think that the shade ranges are great. Most importantly, the quality of them is really, really awesome. I believe recently Anastasia Beverly Hills released some individual shadows. I'm not sure how many or what the prices are, but I do want to try some of those out eventually at some point. But these are really, really great. I've used these in palettes, and I may have even mentioned this in a favorites video, but I'm just going to kind of swatch just some random ones. This Glisten one here, which is more of like a rose gold, it has a bit of an indentation. I don't know if you can tell through the camera, but it's one that I really, really like, and that's the center one here, and very, very pigmented. Do little swatches here. So there are the colors. That iridescent purple, it's a really nice shade. You can definitely build that up, but it has some pigment to it. And of course, this one here is Morocco, which is a beautiful kind of very warm tone crease color. And like I said, when I don't know if I did a review on this. If I have, I will link it below. But You get a lot of more warm tone colors, so if you're not into the warm tones, then this would not be for you. And I believe all of these colors can be purchased individually through the Anastasia Beverly Hills site, which I will link to it below, just in case you guys want to try them. But I do think that they're really good. Anastasia is really well known for her brow products, so for her to kind of branch out into more makeup things and expand her line is pretty cool. And the fact that she actually did some really good shadows is a really good thing as well, because like I said, she's more well known and has a reputation for being like a brow goddess, and it's true because I love her brow products. And I just think that she did a good job formulating those eyeshadows, and really, really good. Okay, so my hands are full of shadows, but let's move on. This next palette is one that came out at the end of 2013. I got it specially packaged, holiday sort of packaging, but it came out earlier in 2013, but I kind of was really late jumping on that bandwagon of the Pro palette. I'm only including this because I have used the heck out of this throughout 2014. I absolutely love it. This is the one palette that I feel like is a staple for everyone's collection, whether you have 2 shadows or whether you have 10,000 shadows. These are just basics. This palette here in general is something that everyone should have. This would be, if I had to pick some products to really recommend to everyone, this would be at the top of the list. Probably one of the top 3 products, because I have used this so much. I have gotten so many great uses out of it. I think it's really incredible for the value, what you're getting. I think these are like $40-something. Really intense pigmentation, very creamy, very good quality. Love that. And then speaking of the Pro palette, there's a 2 that goes along with that. This one came out, oops, that was a little plastic sheet. This one came out, I want to say, maybe around April, May-ish. But regardless of when it came out, it's still a very good palette. This is the second installment to the original Pro palette. This one, to me, has some basic colors like you see up here and then down below, but it has a few pops of color. That navy is out of this world. Like, I have to swatch it for you because, yeah. Look how pigmented that is. That is intense. When I first got this palette, my eye kind of zeroed in on that color. I did a tutorial with it. It came out phenomenal. It is a very difficult color to work with because it's so pigmented and so rich and matte. It's very hard to blend. I was there, literally, I felt like my hand was going to fall off because it's just that intense. And then here's that plum, which is the one next to it. Very pigmented. Outstanding quality, just as you would expect from LORAC if you have the Pro palette. This is another one that I think you need to have. It's really good. I think it's great for the price. You can't beat having all of these shadows. Really nice. And then more LORAC. I know. I love LORAC. It's one of my favorite brands. I'm just going to kind of skim over this, and it's super dirty. The Mega Pro, I know that some of you were able to get it, and then there's a lot of you out there that didn't, so I'm not going to harp on this, but overall I do think it's a really good palette, and I think for the price, this is fantastic. I freaking love this palette. It has so many different great colors in here. It's got 2 rows of mattes and then 2 rows of shimmer, so it's like getting 2 Pro palettes in this one palette. Lots of great colors. Mine is super dirty and pretty gross. As you can see, I'm like smudging outside of the pan, but I can't help it. This is just really intense, and for me, I thought that this palette might have been a little bit sort of cheaper in quality because there's so many of them, but they're not. They're just as intense. So if you get anything out of this video, just kind of keep an eye out for LORAC palettes whenever they come out with one. They're going to be amazing and they're going to be worth it. So I'm not going to touch on this palette, the Pro Mega palette, anymore because I know that it brings up some hard feelings for some. But it is a good palette, and if you got it, good. If you didn't, it's not like it's a must-have, but for me it's a standout because I like the quality and I love LORAC. So of course, as a lover of LORAC, I needed to get that. Like, I had to have that. It's not really necessary, so. Okay, so other palettes. Oh, these are just, I need to just kind of gather myself. These palettes I got towards the end of last year. I did an unboxing video and I kind of showed you my first impressions, my thoughts, what I thought of them. As soon as I opened them and took them out of the box, I was just blown away. And I still am blown away. And I'm talking about these Zoeva palettes. These, nobody talks about these. These are freaking awesome. I have 4 of them. I ordered all 4 at the same time. They did come out, I think in like December, they came out with 2 more palettes, which are available on this site. I will link it below. And no, it's not an affiliate link. I don't work with them. They're not paying me to do any of this. The Rodeo Belle palette, this is the one that I had on in part 1 and part 2. This is what I use in the tutorial, which you probably would have already seen. So I'll link that below. But this one has a bunch of different colors. I'm just blown away by the quality of these. Like, I don't even know why there aren't any more videos on YouTube about this. Like, this is crazy to me. This one here is the Naturally Yours. This one is the Basics one. I've used this in a couple of tutorials. And just to kind of swatch some here, I have some of these swatched and reviewed on my blog, so I would definitely link that below, the 2 that I have. And I think next Wednesday, if I have some time, I will do that. But these are the browns. Very, very good quality. Love those. Think that they're absolutely outstanding and worth spending the money on them. The next one is the RetroFuture. So there is that one, and the only thing is that they don't have a mirror, but if you're doing your makeup at home, that might not even be something that is necessary. If you travel a lot, then maybe you might want to take something else, but these are totally worth it in my opinion. I did do a tutorial with this, these purple tones here. I really, really like these colors, and look at that blue. It's a matte blue, and like I said, mattes have a bad reputation, I know. And then here's a silver. This is one of my favorites, called Rose Gold. And it's a beautiful rose gold. Look at that. It looks like liquid metal when you put it on. Look at that. And how it reflects with the light. It's crazy. And this blue one is really intense as well. And then this purple. It's a soft kind of iridescent purple. And then here's a bit of a silver. So as you can see, I know I'm kind of breezing right through these because I want to keep these videos as short as possible. But I will be doing videos individually on these. And I will be doing more tutorials with these because I feel like they deserve to have their own video. And then the last one is the Love Is a Story, which I believe this is the one that I used in a previous tutorial. I think. I'm not sure. I will have to look it up. But this one here, of course, when you look at this, you probably zero in on this color and you're like, oh, it's a matte finish. It's probably not going to be that good. Hold on. Wait a second. It's coming. Look at that. Like, oh my god, like this is just crazy. Look. You can, from a distance, I don't even have to zoom in. That is crazy. That is a second swatch by the way, my friends, because like literally I don't understand why people don't talk about these. Like, I don't get why they're not more popular, and I don't even know. This is another one here, and then there's this one that's called Little Kiss. It's a nice like vintagey gold color. It's really, really nice. And then this is Over You, which is more of like a mustardy sort of matte highlight. I can't even talk. It's like a mustardy kind of crease shade. I freaking love those. Definitely worth it in my opinion. You have to try these out. Like I said, if you want to know more about these, let me know, because I do plan on doing some individual reviews. I'll probably do a review of 2 palettes in one video just so that I don't have 4 different videos. But if you guys think that I should do each one in its own video, let me know, because if that's what you want, I'll do it. Okay, so another palette that I really like that I've used more recently, but one that I've had for quite some time, since I want to say like May or June, more like May. It's the Meet Matte Nude palette from theBalm. I do think that this brand is really good. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this either. I mean, I don't watch a ton of videos on YouTube, but when I get the chance, I don't really see people talking about these. And basically this is an all matte palette with some browns, some highlights, some mid-tone shades, a couple grays, soft yellow, really good quality. And this Matte Garcia is like a red brown. And let me do this sort of matte Malloy. I did use this in a tutorial that I did, a talc-free tutorial, which I will be doing another one hopefully sometime this month, if not early February. I'll be doing another installment to my talc-free videos. So this one is really good, and I think it's really worth the money. I do have to say, however, that theBalm is a little bit expensive. But when you find them on HauteLook, which they're on there all the time, you get everything that they make 50% off. So I do think that you should wait till you see these on HauteLook so you can save, because if not, you'd be paying, I think it's $42 for this one. And then my last palette, I have to just quickly mention Morphe. I know they totally suck for shipping and customer service. I will talk about that in another video. Yeah, let's not even get into that. Let's just talk about the shadows, because they're good. You know, of course, that whole shipping and customer service things makes people not want to buy them. But for what you're getting, the size, the quality, the pigmentation, I do think it's worth it. I do think this palette, I want to say, was around $19, $20 at the most. But look at all the bright shades that you get. I do think that they're good. I would say they're just as good as their individuals. Look at that pink color. That's pretty intense. It's a neon hot pink shade. And I have used this in a tutorial before. I've used this sort of like emerald green color in a tutorial. And let me just do some of the blues so you guys can see this beautiful purple, and that's what they look like. So they're really, really pigmented, and like I said, they're worth, you know, the money. If you get the individual shadows, which I have some in there, those are actually really good as well, and I will link my videos down below. I would have to really go through all of my Z palettes to dig them out because they're the same size as the Makeup Geek. I do think that they're worth it. Their individual shadows are $2 a piece, really, really cheap. Really great quality, which for what you're getting, $2 doesn't really go far these days, but when you go to the Morphe website, morphebrushes.com, and get their individual shadows, they're really, really good stuff. Like this palette, I'm going to be using this more often, especially as we get into spring and summer because these are very summery colors. This palette, if you're wondering, the one that I have is the 35B. This is the Color Glam palette. I think it's really good, and they have a lot of palettes. Of course, they are always out of stock out of everything, but you will just have to kind of wait around and see when they restock if you want to try them. But in my experience, the shadows that I've tried are good quality. I wouldn't say they, you know, surpass LORAC, for example. They're not on the same level, but for what you're getting, they're really, really good quality. So I hope that if you try them out, you will like them as much as I do because they're really, really good. And that rounds off this third and final video for the best beauty of 2014. I had a great time doing these videos for you guys. I hope that you guys found something new that you want to try throughout the videos. Like I said before, the first 2 installments will be linked below. And I hope that you watch those out, and everything will be listed. Everything that I showed you will be listed in the description box, so expand that if you want to know, see the list so that you can look up something, buy something that you saw in the video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch these videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's @GlamourBelleX. It's at the bottom of the screen, as always. And yeah, thank you guys for your support. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.